salute. Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Top of the midday, after day, afternoon. Yes. Yes, top of the midday. Hump day. As you come on in, please know that this is a safe space. As you come on in, know that this is a space for learning, a space for being learned, a space of intelligence and intellect, a space of love, a space of building, a space of educating and being educated. All on our path to true liberation. No halfway stuff, no halfway crooks. All or nothing, full liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please make sure the green screen link is in the chat for the duration of class. Yeah, that's how it's taught. For the duration of the class, PayPal too. Okay? If anybody is in need of anger management, book your assessment. If you are already receiving services, book your sessions. Remain in consistent therapy. Remain in consistent, you hear? Consistent therapy. And if anybody, please, if anyone is going through a domestic violence situation, please reach out for an assessment. Woman, man, elder, Gen Xer, millennial, baby boomer, any of you. If it's you or someone you love is in a domestic violence situation, or you suspect, but you don't know the signs, reach out for an assessment. I will teach, I will educate you on the signs to look for. Again, anyone in an intimate partner abusive situation, domestic violence situation, reach out for an assessment. It is so important, very important. Anger management, domestic violence goes hand in hand. Book yourself an assessment, get to it. And again, if you are receiving services, book your date, book your services, get your sessions in. Let's begin. How's everybody doing? I see everybody, the usual people's up in here. I see Yvette. I see you. Daquan, I see you. Mr. Matt, I see you. The intellectual soapbox, I see you. Of course, Carol's in the spotty spot. Mark, Tony G, GB. Pepe, what up? Pepe, you getting a 55. 55. Ain't been in this class. Salute. Big D O'Neal. Kenny Mack. LJ. Hakim what? You got a little nagging pain. Listen, listen, I had some pains and things all morning. Don't know what was going on. But whatever was going on, it was going wrong. I'll let you know that right now. It definitely was not comfortable. But you here. You here. Listen, you ain't getting old. Come on, I'll be a double nickel in a few weeks. Come on now. We in excellent condition. We are maturing. Ain't getting old, we are maturing. Okay? Drea, I see you. That's right, Drea. We in a community right here. We're in a classroom full of grown people, adults. Remember, I don't. And I'm telling you, do not deal with a lot of folks. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a picture of my analytics so you can see my base. Everybody over here is over 30 and up. Grown people. Doing grown things. Communicating with grown up. You know, little kids here. No children here. No teens here. No 20-somethings here. What we doing? We got 120-something in the building. Everybody else is adults, so we deal with grown people things. We speak and handle each other like grown-ups. This is what we do. Okay. As you all know, another domestic violence case has made national, probably international news by now, since the young man is an NBA player. As of right now, okay? Kevin Porter Jr. arrested here in NYC for allegedly beating, strangling, and almost breaking the neck of his girlfriend, a WNBA player. These are young people, which, as I just spoke, I don't have that audience. I don't have that base, and I need that base. But again, when you reach into that, you might have to go younger than expected, because anybody from 18 to 28, 29, they have a very, very skewed perception of reality and where they sit in it and their purpose. Everything for them is instant. No processing. No before, during, and after. Everything is now. So they are very, very stagnant when it comes to understanding consequence. So it's a very fickle group. Very fickle group. And if you jump in that space and you're not able to really, really walk and dance and educate through it, it can be very, very troublesome. So therefore, we speak in this class as a group, and then take these messages, take these lessons, and then who we have access to, who has that ear, we spread it out, right? Kind of in the same way Marcus Garvey spread his message out. Malcolm X spread his message out, right? Huey and Stokely. And they didn't have technology. If they had this, they would have been able to move mountains, because it would have hit more ears quickly. Which is why I don't waste time on bullshit. We have very little time to waste. And I'm almost certain that in the near future, this space here, this YouTube space, all these little websites are going to be done. The same way they got rid of vinyl records, the same way they got rid of CDs. You understand? The 8-tracks, the cassettes. It's going to be done. So if you don't have up here and the willingness here to get out and actually be hands-on with the work, I would love to see how these individuals are going to function without this. It's going to be very interesting. But those are the groups who we have to reach. Because this man was born in 2000. His girlfriend was born in 1997. Those, to me, are kids. Those are kids. But both are kids that came up in these institutions that thrusted them into public life and were able to build on their situation because of these institutions. But look, these institutions did not protect either one of them. Didn't protect either one of them from this domestic abuse that we just witnessed or that we are hearing about today. So the story, as it's being printed, as it's being spoke on, is there was an altercation in a hotel in Midtown Manhattan. In this altercation, this NBA player who has been proven to be volatile in the past, who has had a history of not managing his anger, but didn't suffer consequences severe enough to alter that behavior in that institution. This is not somebody who hasn't been around people who we should assume would have given him tools to check his behavior. Okay, salute. That's what we're talking about. 53, that's what we're talking about. Power understanding. Salute. Salute. Salute on your born day. Salute. That's what's up. That's what's up. You got 53 years to go. Come on now. Right? These institutions, the NBA, collegiate basketball, whatever business dealings he may have been a part of. These institutions, we would think, since we're not in them, would provide people with more than just a bag, right? More than just a bag to assist them with maturing as an adult. So there was an altercation in this hotel where reports are that he basically beat this young woman. Now, this NBA player, this young man, 23 years old, is 6'4", 6'5". Now, his woman has a little height on her herself. His girlfriend, probably now ex-companion, ex-girlfriend, is 5'9". We don't know what transpired in the room that was the trigger, but we do know that she was severely beaten, left the room bloody, facial damage, and upon examination, fractures in her vertebrae. 6'5", athlete with a history of mismanaging his anger and behaving publicly in an ultra-aggressive space, beat a woman, a girl who he claims to have love. I mean, they got the lovey-dovey pictures, right? Flicking it up and all that. Outwardly, as we know, as most of us or some of us live through, outwardly presenting a happy space, a united front, beat, punched, strangled, and whatever else was going on in that closed off space where she was vulnerable to him, to the degree where it fractured vertebrae. Now, I want you to picture, if you haven't been in that situation or in that type of injury, I want you to picture fractured vertebrae, or where have you ever heard that term? I know I heard that term when it comes to car wrecks, fractured vertebrae. I know I've heard that term when falling downstairs, fractured vertebrae. I know I've heard that term when it comes to injuries on a football field, fractured vertebrae. I've also heard that term when Mike Tyson, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world at 5'9", 5'10", punched 6'4", 6'5", Andrew Galata. Massive man. Numerous times amongst the chin and face. Fractured Galata's vertebrae. We all know how hard Mike Tyson hits. We know the size and the girth. Andrew Galata was like 260, closer to 270 fight night. So this young man had so much rage that he punched, he hit, he strangled and dragged, beat a girl, a person who was vulnerable to him, to the point of which she suffered fractured vertebrae in her neck. And we don't have an issue with how men, women, not anybody else, but specifically how our melanated people are socialized up under the ideals, morals, values, and principles of white folk, of European systems, that we would invest in European systems. That we haven't had enough of that. That we're watching, we're witnessing people who got to this bag now, who made it to the league, over hundreds of thousands of applicants. This man made it and playing in the NBA. That no other system, no other institution, no parenting, no nurturing, nothing checked this young person's behavior until it got so out of control that the person who was most vulnerable to him is now forever traumatized, injured, inside and out, family traumatized, that nothing checked it, and wonder why I come to class on a regular basis to speak on our exit away from all of this in order to grow, in order to heal, in order to get clarity, in order to understand where we must be in order to prevent that type of behavior, that we're still going to sit as if we don't understand that everything, our whole existence, every conditioning that we've been through has been purposely put for our failure, our demise, that everything that he acquired under those systems didn't prevent and might have even encouraged this animalistic behavior, this savage shit. This is the psychology of the average. Not only him, he made it. Think about those who didn't make it. Think about those who you pass every day in the street, in the workplace, who are struggling emotionally, who mentally not there, and frustrated in their daily lives. They go about and beat their women and children. Beat them. Disrespect them. Cause them physical harm, spiritual harm every single day. Let's think about that. Let's think about that. The conditioning of the average man, the average black male. On an average, who has a very retarded view when it comes to relationships, to how they relate to their space, to their being. Think of how many women. I told you, this is not one-sided space. I live down the block. Told y'all many times. Down the block. Less than 50, 60 feet away. Young woman, just about that age, blew her man's chest off. Blew him away in the family home and went on a run. Didn't catch her for 2 months. Okay? Every day, more and more women, melanated women, okay? Taking men out, young men. This has become a serious and severe phenomenon with our people because we continue, again, to seek validation and acceptance in a world that we don't create, that we don't own, that we just live through. And these are things that you cannot shrug your shoulders at. Cookie, I'm very, very glad that you're thriving through that. It is not easy. Many don't survive. They don't. This WNBA player she comes from an NBA family. Her father played ball. Her mother played college ball. Her sister plays. They're a family. So they understand the institution of basketball. Right? But might have missed the signs. Because a person is not just going to continuously wow out outside, wow out at work, which he on record is doing. Wilding out in locker rooms in Cleveland, wilding out in Houston, wilding out. Getting locked up with the hammer in the vehicle. Smoked out. Right? These behaviors that people believe that it's all right for them to do. This is all right. They do it. So everything that your oppressor, everything that your enslaver has done is all right. Yeah, that's cool. His value system on relationships, his value system on marriages, what you set your standards by. It's cool. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Until we keep going through the situations and ending up at these conclusions, at these end results that are painful. It's just science and math. If we do not pull away, if we do not get up out of, if we do not use this and this to say, hold on, that's not good, it doesn't work. We've experienced this, we've watched this over and over again. These are reruns. And at the end of it, we still crying. We still have somebody dead in the ground. We still have someone going to jail forever. What are we doing? It is insane. So as someone who is awakened, someone who is aware of themselves, someone who knows that they have the potential for greater, can't keep doing the same things. You can't keep seeking validation in the same spaces. It's not there for you to do that because we've seen it over and over again. People insert themselves in streets and avenues and blocks and paths to be recognized in the structure that was set up for their failure, and they believe they made it. People around them believe, yeah, everybody made it. It's good. Not understanding you missed everything. Hey, salute D-Mac, coach extraordinaire. Definitely glad you in class today. You did? Definitely. Here we go. A collegiate coach has joined the class. And as always, we welcome all engagement. But this is the institutions that we live through. And if we do not intake the proper information, if we do not come up with theories, if we do not practice those theories in order for us to get different outcomes for ourselves, we're going to continuously be victims of someone else's truth. And that other individual's truth is not doing good for us. It's not. Our children are killing themselves regardless of where they are. An NBA player, a WNBA player who come from sports families. She has a whole institution. I'm very certain her father is going through the motions. Her sister already been on social media and already getting herself jammed up by threatening this individual, threatening him. This is how everybody emotionally is triggered. This is how everybody is traumatized by that. And what does the system do? Working fine. Bail. Gives him bail, lets him walk out. He walks out. With a fractured vertebrae in her neck. I can tell you, she's not walking fine today. She's not. I'm still in pain from being rammed going on 6 years ago. Still in pain, still not able to function at 80%. So today, a couple of days after, with a fractured vertebrae, she can't walk out. She hasn't walked out into the press. He walks out. Walks out. Into a space where institutions still has to pay him. Can't do nothing until an investigation is over with. This is what domestic violence looks like. This is what intimate partner abuse looks like. So when people look at people and see them on TV, hear them on the radio, watch them on social media, see the little toys and trinkets that people believe is a measure of one's success. And hearing up here, the behavior didn't manifest that. At 23 years old, an athlete who made it. What was going on that no one checked for him to do that? That to this girl. No, I want you to really check that. What is going? We ain't see him on court. We ain't see him on the court. Fracture nobody vertebrae. We ain't see him fracture LeBron vertebrae. What's the problem? What the problem is? We ain't see him fracture nobody vertebrae. No matter what was going on in the locker room, we heard minimal stuff. We don't know. We hear it, but we ain't hear him put hands on none of those men in those institutions to that degree. So we know he throwing stuff around, banging stuff around. We ain't see him running the stands like Artest. But he beat somebody who was vulnerable at that given space and time. These are the allegations. I always express to y'all, no one is more of a threat than someone you are laying in bed with. Somebody who you are vulnerable to. And what are the signs? I keep telling you. I can't stress that enough. That I sit here on a regular basis and say, yo, get this. You never know when you will have to utilize. It's like I stress this, anger management, domestic violence, same way that I stress learning first aid, the CPR. Same way that I stress arming yourself. The same way I stress pulling up out of these institutions and systems and learning how to do for ourselves. Because we relying too much on them to take care of us. And the really bad part is we're watching their world crumble and still not doing enough for us, for our own. We're watching them crumble, and you still got niggas that's relying on it. That's betting they all on this, on their shit. This is their shit. Wherever you look, you're not asleep. You're not dumb. You know exactly what you're doing. You know who you are. Every day that you get upset, that you get triggered, that you get frustrated, you looking and you seeing, and this shit ain't mine. But if you're not looking for an exit strategy, if you're not having that life preserver on, ready to get up out of there, if you ain't got a parachute to get off the plane, you're not preparing, you're going to meet your demise. This young man needed badly to get checked hard. You don't put your hands on the woman. Definitely not in that manner. No. 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 Don't matter what it is. No. People not going to get along. Shit, not all the time, not half of it all the time. Just not. But within your unit, within your structure, within your intimate spaces, if you do not know how to talk, how to communicate, how to put yourself on pause, if you can't refrain from putting hands on, you need some help. You might need a pill. Because there's others you don't put hands on. You don't put hands on Whitey. You don't put hands on police. You don't do it. So you got some control. You know up here. You can think. That's why I say, none of these niggas tough to me. None of them. I ran through Whitey all day, every day. Police, CEOs, whatever. They don't play with me. You raging that much, you go exactly at the issue. So these men who abuse know. These women who abuse know. People understand that. They understand. Everybody understands violence. If you got Down syndrome, if you're on the autistic spectrum, you understand that. Dogs understand. Everybody understands violence. You're picking and choosing who to go at. That's what makes you off. Because to be woke, to be aware, to understand, know that all of the systems involved attribute to your frustration, your anger, your low self-esteem, whatever you can think of, can go right back to the enemy. And when you act out against it, it benefits. That court system is benefiting from that man being locked up. The health administration is benefiting from her having a broken, fractured vertebrae. The NBA and the WNBA are going to benefit from that. The news is benefiting from that incident. And they're sitting back and saying, look at that nigga. Because if she was still able to play, even if they was considering it, oh, WNBA, what she was at, the Chicago Sky, one of them teams, I don't know which one she's still with. If they was even considering, if she was even, oh yeah, he just ruined her career. He gonna pay for that. However, he gonna pay for that. Yeah. Make sure of that. So everybody all around, I keep telling y'all, they benefit off of our death. So they benefit off of anything in between. All these systems and institutions, because nobody nurtured him enough to speak to him. Nobody caught it in school, in grade school. Nobody caught it in middle school or high school. Nobody caught it. Got to the league and everybody coddled him, even when acting out. Like I said, every time you have an violent outburst, the less you suffer consequences for it. By the time you do, they're going to be heavy. So where we at with it? Where we at with it? Because I'm telling you, I work very hard every day, giving my 1,000% to spit out a message and to try to create a space where my daughter don't go through that. That's what being a responsible black man is, to conduct that and hope that that don't happen to her or her friends or my nieces or anybody or other black women working on a regular, working with minimal, working to do it, to get it done. And that's just one issue. This DV is one issue. Consistently work, speaking on unnecessary gun violence, speaking on criminality, political sets. I'm working consistently to give of myself. Without relying on Whitey. Because it is unnecessary and it is unfortunate that she went from taking pictures with this man to getting broke up, bloody, fractured, okay? From somebody, I'm only assuming that I'm looking at pictures that they taken, that they took. I'm like, well, what's going on? How did that go to that? What's going on? Listen, I can't stress it enough. If you don't understand, if you don't know what domestic violence counseling looks like, if you don't know the telltale signs, why are you not booking an assessment? I don't get it. If you don't know, because that's what keeps our people twisted, because they don't know. But believe that if they don't know, it's all right. that you can still function, you can still walk through. I bet you won't go up into a lake not knowing if it's crocodiles and all type of shit in the lake. You won't walk through that. You won't go fishing, wade fishing and all that and that, right? You looking for signs that say crocodiles. You're looking for signs, say water moccasins. You looking for all that, rip currents and all that. But we walk out every day into an oppressive society based in racism, knowing that our people are traumatized without being informed of the signs of seeing, yo, he mentally off. Yo, she mentally off. Yo, she or he could have anger issues. They're raging inside. That's comfortable? Y'all comfortable in that? I'm not, because I was there. I'm telling you, I was there. You would not want to work around me. You would not have wanted to walk past me. You would not, I'm telling you. Subtle. It meant nothing to me to let that go. Nothing. I'm telling you. You have to recognize the signs. You have to. You can't just get in the car and drive blindly. You can't just get out here and walk and live blindly. People are off. They are gone. And if we're going to continuously be vulnerable, if we're going to continuously not own these spaces, yo, it's going to be victims. Oh, man, listen. Y'all hear, this is all day, man. Sirens run all day. I hear this all day. I live this all day. Somebody getting shot. Somebody's getting stabbed. Somebody done flipped the car. And it's worse and worse and worse, and it all could be avoided. So again, I appreciate y'all coming through. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. And at any given time, reach out. Reach out. Listen, domestic violence, yo, when I tell you, yo, it's thick. All of this, man. This is what you have to know when it comes to that. So you can look at it, you can see it, you read the signs. This is where we at with it. Graphs, everything, all that. This is DV. This is DV. You're gonna keep sitting here and watching it and just hoping that you and yours don't go through it? Nah. No. Gotta get in it. So again, all my classroom assistants, thanks for holding down the chat. All right? Thanks for coming through and joining class today. Peace and power. Guard your mind. And make sure you come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Okay? Protect yourself as well. Don't let nobody hurt you. Don't let nobody transgress against you. Because niggas will kill you on accident. Don't take no type of assaults from no one. Guard yourself as well as your mind. I'm telling you, move away. You didn't wake up wanting to be in no confrontations with nobody. Just don't. Okay? Peace.